Staff members at a Cape Town school are fuming after the principal came to school knowing he'd been exposed to COVID-19. The principal's daughter was infected, and while waiting for his results, he resumed work. He self-isolated after his test results came back positive, but staff members say that was already too late. They want the school closed for decontamination. My colleague Monique Mortlock joins us from Cape Town for more on this. A rather curious decision on the part of the principal. What happened at the school when you were there earlier?
Earlier this morning, when my colleague Mabuti and I went to the school, I attempted to speak to someone, whoever might have been left in charge, whether it be the deputy principal. Obviously, I was informed they can't speak to me. I'll need to speak to the WCED about the situation. But what was curious was, as I was watching from where I was standing, I saw a number of pupils leaving, and I asked one pupil who was passing me and who was curious about why I was there, because she thought I was from the WCED. I asked why they are leaving, and she said no, they don't want to be around COVID-19, even though school was still underway at that time. There were also a number of teachers standing around. I asked them if they'd be willing to chat to us. They said they are afraid of losing their jobs, they are afraid of possible victimization, but one thing that they didn't want is to return to their classroom before the WCED has spoken to them, because they wanted to raise their issues with the WCED. So none of them wanted to speak to me on the record, but I did manage to speak to some parents, and later on I spoke to a lawyer representing some of the teachers.
And what did the parents tell you?
What I heard from the parents is, and the parents who I spoke to, they are the ones who are keeping their children at home, their matriculant children, and they say they are disappointed in the fact that school was still open, and the fact that there hasn't yet been a deep cleaning or a decontamination. And this is what the lawyer who's representing some of the teachers, or who just asked to speak on behalf of some of the teachers, this is what he had to say.
Protocol should be observed. Get us out of the school, decontaminate the school. After 7 days, all of us should be tested. Those who test positive be quarantined. Those who's negative will resume their duties. No stress, we all at ease. They're not saying we want the school to close because they don't want to work. No, they want to work, but they want to work in a safe environment. That's what my clients is saying. We just want a safe environment.
Any word from education authorities in the Western Cape?
The WCED says there's no reason for the entire school to be closed. There's no reason for the entire building to be decontaminated, as the infected person, while he was at the school last week Friday, he was only in areas that was apparently cordoned off. Obviously, we couldn't enter the premises any more than we were allowed to by going through the gate, so we couldn't exactly see or ascertain what these areas are or where it was that this person was, but we do know that this person, apparently according to the teachers, that he was in contact with the teachers, even though he didn't maybe physically touch anyone, but they just worried because he may have touched surfaces that some of them may have touched, and shared spaces.
Monique Mortlock in Cape Town, thank you for that.